Oh, hello and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. We are sitting in front of the 64 squares, ready to absolutely demolish this 1885. He elects to play. Is this the Perk or the French? I'm going to be completely honest with you. Knowing the names of the openings don't matter. What matters is memorizing the moves. Let me turn up the audio just a tad bit so we're actually recording the sounds of this. Now, to be honest with you, I forget what's the best move, but I know for certain that this is the second best move. And we're just going to naturally develop. We're kind of. This check doesn't really make a whole heck and lot of sense right now because the pawn's going to just step forward and completely block all of that. So going here, we haven't been pinned yet. So we're going to move this bishop first because we haven't decided what's his bishop doing. Potentially we want to break this pin. If we go here, we might have to live with this pin for forever. And so that's not something that I'm going to be able to stomach while the game starts. We're going to start doing this at the beginning of my videos. Did it disappear? It's refreshing. Maybe the number will go up. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers. And so you guys will be watching this in the future. So if I have 2,000 subscribers right now, I'm doing something right. He castles. I think we're going to just get out of all of this nonsense with the pin. It's a weak move. It's a slow move. It's not something that a grandmaster would recommend. But me being not a grandmaster, and we're doing this to block the check so we can castle. We don't want to run into any discovery ideas. I'm really fighting for no such advantage. You know what I mean? If you can just make it out of the opening without making a blunder, you're doing something all right. What is this knight doing? This knight is almost certainly jumping here. There's no way he goes in front of this, weakening this. Because if he does this, then he does exactly what I did. I'm pretty much considering moving this knight here now. That's the new game plan. And none of his pieces are on my side of the board. None of my pieces are on his side of the board. There's really no checks. There's really not a lot of useful captures. Like we've got this and we've got this, but nobody really cares about that. I guess the one move that we need to keep on our radar is the knight jumping forward, but we do have a solid grasp of that. And his rook is already on the open file. So here shortly, I will be scooting my rook over to match his rook on the open file because that's generally what you want to do in a game of chess. I'm just going back, just making sure. So immediately he goes for the little pawn break. If we capture, that just brings his knight. If I don't capture, my bishop is going to have to step back. Which one is better? Your guess is really just about as good as mine. I guess the only other thing to note about this is my bishop can jump forward to b4, b5. We got some music playing in the background. I'm wearing a robe, by the way, because I'm a wizard. I'm an absolute chess wizard, and we're playing a 10+2. So time is not something that I'm going to have to worry about. I'm thinking about just moving my bishop forward. You got to do something about that. Do I? I mean, I can just capture. What is your bishop really doing over here? We're playing this. We're playing this. Earlier on, I got hit with one of these checks. Oh my god, picking up the bishop because there was no more knight defending it. Chess is definitely complicated, but all we're doing right now is surviving the opening, getting into a middle game, not losing on time because I'm down a minute, so potentially it would be in my favor to just make a couple quick moves here and there. Almost certainly the knight's coming forward. Is he not? The rook's not scooting over. If the bishop goes back, then cool, we solve this problem. We just get rid of the bishop because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my bishop anyway. My queen will be just as happy on this square if we trade and the pawn doesn't come forward and attack me. And I feel maybe this little attack on the rook has really flustered our opponent here because he is reluctant to play a move. That is the move that he needed to play all along. That's my first idea. Pressure the pinned piece. But what if I step forward and he just captures? I capture attacking the queen. You have to take back. I take like this. You pressure the pinned piece. If you just capture, I take here. And your knight's not threatening anything. I was really hoping that that would be a little bit more of a dynamic type move, and it was not. Is there anything I can squeeze? Scooting the rook over just seems incredibly slow. But I have my pieces, you know, I'm having ideas of I'm on his side of the board. How can I squeeze something else out of this position without wasting a huge amount of time? You know what we'll do? We'll trade everything off and go into an endgame so I can win the endgame. That is what we'll do. Okay. I mean, I have to play this, no? I have to play this so I can recapture the pawn if he does take. This guy is undefended. This square is looking a little sketchy. And it looks like he's got the center. So our opponent has definitely got the best of us out of the opening. But it's hard to say that this center is solid. I don't think that's a good center at all. Even if he just lets me capture and the bishop comes in, I don't think he's got what it takes to prove to me that this center is great. Okay? If he captures, the queen is coming out. And I will be attacking the a-pawn in this position. Not that that does anything useful. He can literally just step forward. And then realistically, what is my queen doing? Like, okay, let me think. Take, take. He steps forward again, attacking me. We can get freaky. We can get freaky, but that's asking for trouble. That's asking for trouble. He pushes forward again. And what is the knight doing? Okay, so we will be playing this. This was the move that I was considering next. And it just feels good to know that I've got options, okay? I can step forward, which is a bold move. It actually walks directly into this, where I would have to defend like this, walking into this fork. So we will not be playing that. So we have calculated this move sucks. This move sucks immediately because that's where the queen ended up in this line, walking into the fork. Man, my arrows suck. Maybe I'll alt, blue arrows, control, red arrows. This would be the threat. God damn it, dude. Drawing these arrows is harder than it looks. That's the threat if my queen is there. So I'm thinking, what about going over here? And then going here. And then coming back. Okay, so we calculated a lot of different stuff. I've really got two options, this or this. Which one is the better option? This one's forcing and it's attacking something. Even if I grab, you're just chasing me. I think we'd be all right. There's also this, but I'm sensing that this pawn push is going to come forward. I could step all the way back, but I didn't even consider any of those moves. Like, I could just play this. But let's get freaky. Queen on the side of the board. He could just go for a quick attack, and then we take the pawn. And then it's really like, it's anybody's game at that point, my friend. Also, I'm laterally defending the bishop. I don't know if that's even somewhat or slightly important. And he does just have this pawn push. Yeah. Where, I mean, if I play this, he just pins me. So that's super uncomfortable. Nobody wants to see that. If I go forward, he just takes me. I can't go here. Here seems reasonable. This locks my rook in there, so we're going to play this move. I'm getting a little bit steamrolled, but the game is not over. The game is not over. It's not even slightly over. And you know what? I actually almost prefer this pawn structure opposed to, like, this pawn structure, how it could have ended up. And this bishop is actually quite nice. This is a nice diagonal. He probably wants to trade off, because look at all the pawns he has on dark squares. So his dark square bishop is not that great, and I only have 2 pawns. See how good I'm getting with the arrows or the circles? Boom. One other thing, I just want to talk bad about chess.com. The knight, like, how do you envision the knight moving to this knight moving to this square? I literally just imagine the knight moving there. Like, I just boom, boom. That's what I see. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I see. Chess.com goes like that and draws like a crooked at that arrow. It literally does this, which can really throw you off. I think immediately we need to go for this. If he pushes forward, I don't believe my queen is scared. This opens up the escape. Because after he plays this, he's going to play this. And I have to play this. But without spending a huge amount of time. Oh, I'm winning on time now. So let's just get into a little bit of a time scramble, my friend. We can step all the way back. We don't have to do anything about this position. We can play this. And you have to play a weakening move, right? What is this bishop really accomplishing over here anyway? We play this. You have to defend this somehow. Yeah, you do, because otherwise I take with the queen, and I take like this, and take like this. I guess this pawn is hanging at the end of all of those lines. Ugh. What about this? No, I'm just getting my queen trapped. I'm asking for trouble. This. Okay. This move definitely seems sketchy, but it didn't seem like the end of the world. He plays this. I put my bishop on this diagonal. That seems useful. That cuts off this diagonal from this bishop. And we just got to react quick to this move right here. He could also jump forward with the knight. That would actually probably make a lot of sense. Or go for this now. I'm wearing my... my wizard robe with no shirt underneath. That's right. If you want to see the physique, check it out on Instagram. YouTube is for chess. Instagram is for showing the abs. So he pushes forward. Immediately we're playing this. He's going to play this now. Yet again, we are defending the bishop laterally. It's not like the bishop's under attack or anything, but it is cool just to see the queen getting freaky all the way across the board. And my knight can go here. This is just a balancing act. This is just a balancing act. Don't blunder first, or at least don't make the really obvious sucking blunder first. If you make like a crazy tactical blunder that nobody was ever going to see, it's not a real blunder. Like sometimes you'll see at the end of a blitz game that you played a blunder, and the reason for it being a blunder is the most ridiculous, disgusting computer line you have ever seen in your life. And you're like, that's not a blunder, bro. You can quite happily play this move, and they're not going to see a 12-move sequence. Okay, so we were anticipating this. I seem to think bringing the knight forward just is what needs to happen here. This is a passed pawn, but we have so much stuff. Not to mention this knight will be guarding this. And if this happens, I mean, I can just bring the bishop back. You bring the bishop. That guy's hanging. You could take the check, though, so it's not hanging. Okay, I think I just bring the knight. Is there just this? Oh my god, I do have an escaping square. This escaping square got covered by the pawn. I do have this at the end of the day. And then we have undeveloped the queen entirely. What was the journey of this queen? Can I scroll on the wheel? I guess not. All right, we're going back to where the position. Okay, so he is attacking me. Can't go here. Can't go here. Can't go anywhere on this diagonal. Can't go here. End of calculation, we go here. Oh my god, if we see this pawn push, that is not what we want to see. Because then he can take. Then it does get split up, but this is hanging. But I think our opponent underestimates how much bullet I play. Because I have 4 minutes and 41 seconds. I'm going to guarantee to you right now, the viewer, I'm going to win this game of chess. And it's going to be sloppy. Almost for sure it's going to be sloppy. Okay, so he just wants to defend this. I've got this. Does that trap the rook? You would have to play this, no? This. Is that good or bad for me? I don't have any other attack on it. We have this, but then he has to take. No. This. We attack, or take, but then there's this. And the rook here is actually probably a decent thing. I could just immediately go for this pawn break, or step forward with the queen. In the interest of time, I know it's not a blunder, and if I go for this pawn push, this is held. Okay, so here. I think this makes sense. There's double en passant. Okay, I think I have to go for this. What are the options there? He doesn't have to take, but then I take this one and I feel so much better about my position. Here, here, here. Push? And then you just hang on to these 2 passed pawns? I'll defend that, bro. I will defend that. Pre-move this. First pre-move of the game, I believe, and hopefully it flusters our opponent. 1800 bullet. That's actually quite decent, but 1500 blitz. And he's going to have another passed pawn over here. I mean, we can get really freaky right now and play this, but he's just going to play an obviously decent move. We can shove this dude forward in his face at some point. Okay, 1 minute. I got 1 minute extra. What if we just do this? We just start stacking stuff up. I feel like it's not a blunder, so we're going to just play it. Probably he's going to want to get rid of some of these pieces over here. The reason I want to keep my knight here is I don't want this knight jumping forward, just applying pressure to literally everything. And I don't want to have to take with my bishop. I don't want to give him the bishop pair in an endgame where we're running low on time, where he's up a pawn. That's something that I'm just not super keen on doing. So we will not be doing that. We attack the bishop immediately. Oh, this. You take, I take, and you frickin' escape. I can play this right now. We have to play this. Oh, I wish that this worked, but he's got this. Push forward. I don't know if that's the right move, but we're playing it. He's still got this. Taking like this, I don't want to just weaken my king and weaken my pawn. Oh my god, this is covered. God damn it. He can just straight up take. And that holds everything. 59 seconds. Yeah. We get freaky. This is not what you want. You can just play this. We have to take. We have this, where if he takes, I get this rook, and I got the pawn. All he has to do is defend the rook. This. This, he just takes the rook, no? And I'm screwed. Really screwed. Jesus, now we're tied. Now I'm hanging onto this rook like so. We're massaging the position. He can run this way. But then we take. He sacrifices? Has to be a blunder, no? We take. He makes the queen. We take. We can also just block. 27 seconds against 30. Oh my god, why does chess always get so freaking complicated? This is under threat. This is under threat. What do you do? Something like this would actually probably work. Now I grab the bishop. What do you do here? I think I'm winning. I think I'm totally winning. Don't lose on time, bro, please. And I don't want to give you time because I'm not sure if I'm winning. We give him time. We count that as a dub. We count that as a dub. Here, 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 here. We get behind it. We also have this. We get behind it. He can't grab that immediately. That's a complete dub. Complete dub. Dude, what did I say at the beginning of this video? The game is won and lost in the end game. Did anything matter? Did anything matter before this point right here? All it takes is a little bit of confidence and a little bit of finesse. We got lucky here. Don't know. This right here. What was that? What the flippin' heck was that? Let's check with the computer, see how accurate this was. We're going to do this incredibly fast. I'm going to even have like a little timer over here. We're going to go to computer analysis. I will see you over there. And here we are in the computer analysis, and I don't mean to let you guys down, but I was losing that entire game. And I knew that it was uncomfortable, but I never lost hope. I knew that once we got into low time, your boy was going to clutch it up. Now look at this graph. That shows a tale of I was literally in trouble the entire game, bro. Equal, in trouble, then we clutch it up. 92% accurate, 1 mistake, 5 inaccuracies, and our opponent, a miraculous 82%. I'm a whole 10% higher accurate than him, and I lost the game. So let's just fly through this real quick. Now, I remember best move. I knew that bringing the knight is the best move. This is like not a great move, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so maybe I will just start trying to play something different. Going with a little h3 would definitely throw some people off. All right, we're just getting pieces developed. None of this is incredibly important. We castle, and we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of the position. Jumping forward with the knight was the best idea. Capturing was the best idea. And just attacking the rook. Where if you go here, I'm freaking chasing you down. Wow, so the trapping the rook in the corner because this bishop is cutting off so many squares. All I need to do is get my bishop here. Man, trapping the rook with the bishops was an idea all along. I didn't even consider it in this position. I thought he escaped somehow. Like, I don't know what I thought, but that's really not too hard to see. Boom, boom, boom. Or like okay, you see it. We slide out of there. It's a mistake because I missed that free up and exchange trade we could have had going on. He shoves the knight forward, and I'm supposed to walk willingly into this pin. Never in a million years am I playing that move. Maybe I'm playing this move, but that just walks into this. And then my knight moves, so that would just be a big simplification. We step back. It's not fun to play, but we do play it. Getting my bishop active was the correct move. I chose the wrong one, but I needed a little luft. I needed a little bit of I needed to know my queen was safe. And in this position, the queen's not safe because I'm walking into these discovery ideas. My queen's not safe. This little pawn push, and I do have some escaping squares. He shoves it forward. I move the bishop forward with the right idea. We jump in with the knight. We're wiggling around, and we go for the pawn break. Never mind, I'm too afraid. So I step forward to defend this pawn so that I can go for the pawn break. Although I could have still gone for it. We do go for the pawn break, but no matter what I do, I have a -2 position. Minus 2.5. He brings the bishop. We shove the pawn forward. Desperation. Desperation calls for crazy things. We shove this pawn forward to dislocate, or whatever you want to call it. This bishop can't see this pawn. Only the queen does. And I got 2 things attacking it. So we trade. I take with the bishop, correct. Sliding in with the rook. He gets freaky with the knight. We chop his head off. Sick. Okay. We scoot over with the rook. Best move. This is a strange configuration, to say the least. Best move. I am hitting it with the best move, best move, best move. And then straight up here, this was the entire blunder of the game. All it took was whittling him away on the clock until he had 44 seconds. And I don't know what he saw here, but it throws it back to a draw where he needs to move the bishop. Well, yeah, of course, I'm attacking the bishop. You needed to move the bishop. I guess pushing this also like threatens making a queen. But at the very least, I'm going to grab your bishop and then lose my rook. And then probably have pretty good prospects of winning this pawn over here, and you don't have great prospects of winning this one. So moving the bishop would have made more sense. We get behind the pawn, and we take here correctly. If we take like this, we're losing this guy with check. Okay, so my queen is defending this pawn in a way. Okay, so sort of, at least the check. And so we take with the rook. He takes the queen. We step in. We get behind that passed pawn. He has 2 pawns, 1 square away. 1 frickin' square away. Have you ever seen that? 2 pawns, 1 square away from promotion, and neither one of them makes it. Oh, it's rough. And then I believe he resigned in this position because what are you going to do? You can't even take this pawn because it is covered. Thank you so much for watching that video. I know the analysis was super quick, but that's what I promised. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I will love you forever. I'll see you in the next one. Get out of here. Bye. Goodbye.